The objective of practicing Buddhism and cultivating one's mind. What is purity of mind? Correcting our minds is the starting point when it comes to cultivating the mind. However, the perception of what is right differs from individual to individual, as two opposing parties can each insist that they are right. So this is the first question facing us. What is right? And how do we determine what is right? A selfish person may say, aren't all people like this? A husband who quarrels frequently with his wife may insist that she does not care about him, while a son who has not been in touch with his 80-year-old mother for a decade may defend himself on the basis that she was hostile with his wife back then. Under such circumstances, and especially for people who have never once thought themselves wrong in a decade or more, will they reflect upon themselves? What would prompt them to do that? Most of the time, it comes from the outside. For example, an insightful speech delivered by the Master during his Dharma talk, a sudden realization while traveling in a car, the sight of a child supporting his elderly mother by the hand while walking, an anecdote related by a colleague, and so on. All of these could be the instant catalyst for repentance. However, for such a spark to occur, an accumulation of merits and virtues is necessary. As the Chinese expression goes, lay a solid foundation and reveal your strength modestly when the right time comes. Regardless of how you acquire merits and virtues, whether by performing recitation or doing good deeds, an instant awakening is only possible after you have acquired merits to a certain level. Only at that stage will your negative karmic obstacles be eliminated, and the defilements that obscure your inherent nature be removed. Only then will you be able to see your inherently unselfish, loving, and tolerant nature and demonstrate filial piety. At the same time, it is important to recognize the source of such defilements: greed, hatred, and delusion. Life is often less than smooth sailing, and such imperfection may be largely attributed to greedy, hatred, and delusion. This is why they are referred to as the three poisons. For example, although you've managed to subdue your selfishness for a while, you may be back to your old self again when a reward or promotion is up for grabs in your department. You may find yourself thinking, who is more qualified than me? Or just as you have managed to resolve the decade-long lack of communication between you and your mother, one of her commands may send you into rage once again. Under the influence of these three poisons, your inherent and burgeoning kind nature is once again nowhere to be found. Therefore, if the three poisons have not been eradicated, cultivation of the mind will be less effective despite all the hard work. Even experienced and famous practitioners are likely to fail to eliminate the three poisons completely, and this can only be resolved through one's own efforts. External interventions such as advice or help from others have no decisive role to play here. This is true even if it is the Master who is giving you personal advice and telling you not to be greedy or delusional. It will be futile if you fail to see the true nature of things for yourself. So many infatuated couples continue to pine miserably for one another, unable to accept the fact that the karmic affinity between them has come to an end. There are so many who are enjoying such high social status and great wealth that they put all of it at risk in pursuit of even more material gains to satisfy an insatiable greed. These are the examples of people who are unable to see the true nature of things, as they fail to realize that life is brief and impermanent. They may understand the concept of karmic conditions and the law of karma, but it is another matter entirely when it comes to putting it to practice. It is no longer a matter of the raising and ceasing of affinities, but rather the result of cause and effect from past lives that change through the passage of time. Once the affinity has ended, the karmic shackles will also vanish accordingly. Like falling leaves and petals, everything in the world is fleeting and illusory. The wealth and honor enjoyed in this life are interrelated with the good deeds performed in your past life. If you wish to continue to reap these benefits in subsequent lifetimes, you should step up and perform more meritorious deeds. The three poisons are ubiquitous in the process of our cultivation of the mind, and also the biggest challenges faced constantly by every practitioner